Mic check 1. Mic check 2 and 3. As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go. When they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk, yeah. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Yo, come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Hey, somebody said there was still a victory Monday. Oh my goodness, man. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. Come on. Come on. 5, 4, 3. Two, 1. Come on, baby. Hey, man, life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Life like this, I wish.
What more do you want from me?
What more do you want from me?
Spartans, prepare for glory.
All right. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I really do, man. Today is a good bounce back day. And here's the craziest thing. The sky's falling, heaven and earth is meeting each other now, and fire and brimstone is here. People say stone the doggone coordinators. Hey, Parsons suck, Dak suck. Everybody suck over here. It was just one of those type of hours. But then less than 24 hours, I believe, less than 24 hours, the whole temperature changed. All of the hatred, ceased. The whole moment of the whole picture changed when really nothing really changed. Let me know. Were the Cowboys in the playoffs regardless come this past weekend? Were the Cowboys going to the playoffs? Did we clinch to the playoffs, right? The world's colliding. Yeah, right. I see you, fam. Yeah, were the Cowboys or are the Cowboys in the playoffs? And I think that they said that, write this down. Do not spoil what you have by desiring the things that you don't have, because once upon a time, the thing that you do have is something you dream for, long for, wish for, wanting, and people, they go back and forth with me, and they would say, well, Law, this is the same old Cowboys. From where? You ain't talking about the 2000 Cowboys. You ain't talking about the 2010s Cowboys, right? This is a different type of situation. Now, we got our backs blown out, man. Pause. I can't say that. We got all of us beat down. Yes, indeed. We did. We got stumped by the Bills. And that's an uncommon opponent. And they pretty much ran it up on us. I played this song only probably one time, Yeah.
I just wanna run it up. Kind of check or something.
But, from what I can see, I don't think that we lost 3 games in a row this year. Oops.
Yes! Here we go!
I don't think we lost 3 games in a row. I could be talking about the Niners, but, the Niners right now, they red hot, right? I could be talking about
What more do you want from me?
Cry, Eagles, cry to the land of misery. Thank you. You know, that should go triple platinum, by the way. But, you know, as I look back at everything and we start talking about where you want to be hot at, where you want to be really getting things going at, and December and January is where you really want to be cooking, right? So the Cowboys, what kind of corrections do we need to make? We need to make similar corrections that we had last year, this year, but with a better philosophy, right? We need a bounce back game, and we are facing the Miami Dolphins. And I would tell you, though, when you start to look at, you know, the playoff standings and things like that, it's all about matchups at this time. It is. It's all about matchups. Like for right now, when we look at the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC, right now, since we have the number 2 seed, we will play the LA Rams, right? And they had to come to us. They had to come on home to us. Now, if we go anywhere else, you know, even if it was flipped, if we had to go to LA, then they'll still be home for us, right? And when we look at all of these things, I don't see the Bills on this chart, right? So we don't have to worry about the Bills. But we do see a team that's capable of playing similar to the Bills on this chart, and that is the 49ers. So what I'm trying to do is, and it's an any given Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, if we were to go into the playoffs today, we would have to face the LA Rams there, and I think we match up pretty well with them. We would know how we look like against the doggone Detroit. I know what we'll look like against Minnesota. As long as Joshua Dobbs not out there, right? Josh Dobbs, somehow he do crazy numbers against us. But long as Joshua Dobbs ain't out there running the ball, then we okay against Minnesota. Even though Josh Dobbs was with the Cardinals when we played them earlier part of this year, I think we match up pretty well against the Eagles at our crib, most certainly, and I think we match up pretty well against the Bucks. So this year, when you start to think of everything, we just still got to take care of business. Once again, put TCB in the chat, and we just got to take care of those things because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, people going to ask what we're going to do in the postseason, and ain't nothing that's a layup. Ain't that right? No easy path, right? So, Paul, what we got to look at this tape, what we went through, right? And then from there, what can we do to improve this? What can we do to get over the hump with all of these things as relates to run game? Can it be a philosophy? Could it be a principle? But could it be mindset? And let me see if I can get that going before we get anything else going.
What beat us in Buffalo for next Sunday.
Jerry Jones here on 105.3 The Fan. Jerry, I'm glad that you feel like it can be fixed. That sounds encouraging because the media commentary, including from us, the book on the Cowboys is they can be bullied or that you can run down their throats. We saw it against San Fran and Arizona in this game. Do you think that that is a fair criticism, and why should we be encouraged it can be changed when those teams have shown that to be a formula?
Can y'all hear audio?
We all want to hang certain identifying traits to any game or to any team. But when you use those specifics, say bullet, go down to the man and see if you think Parsons gets bullied all the time, or a majority of his plays are bullied. Go down through your men and look at them. And they have played, you've seen it, when they weren't bullied. And they have played games, and they've played against some good teams, Philadelphia being one of them. And so I would say this, that throughout our certainly we're talking about some defense right now, they've played a lot of plays out there this year, played a lot of games when they weren't bullied.
Yeah.
Man, sometimes you get caught slipping, man. And, man, you just get caught slipping. Who saw the tape? Who saw the game multiple times? Who could swallow the pill of watching that game multiple times, right? We can argue if you've seen it more than once, you know, then you say, okay, all right. The day of the game, you emotionally mad, you pissed off, you angry, you upset, right? We want to win. Of course, we want to win every game. I don't even like losing tic-tac-toe. Run it back, man. Run it back, man. Let me go first this time. You know. Connect foe, I get mad, right? I don't like to lose. I refuse to lose, right? Some people like that right now in the chat. I ain't going to leave until I win. Let's run it back, dog, one more time. One more time. So when we run it back, we look at it and we say, oh, man, it ain't that bad. Come on, Law. It wasn't that bad. We had some mishaps. We had some plays that, hey, from a discipline aspect, I promise you guys we would do it differently. But the thing is with football, man, you know, and that's probably why football is considered one of the greatest sports of all time. There's no running backs. There's no best out of three. It's sudden death, basically. You got to get in and get out. It ain't no more, hey, man, look, let's do the best out of three. I think best out of three, the Cowboys beat the Bills. But when you listen to all what they said, man, they didn't have the intentions that these boys going to run that ball. They ran it up on us, man. Hey, we thought we had some bubble guts issues, stomach bug and all of that. They ran through us like dog diarrhea. They did. They ran through us, man, with no tissue. We had no tissue, dog. And we yelling, hey! Can one of y'all give me some paper, man? Hey! You still on the toilet with dog diarrhea. Pause if you need it, you know. And that's what the Bills did to us, and we had nowhere to wipe. We had to go end up saying, man, this shirt, man, is my favorite shirt, man. I don't have to take this shirt off, man, and use it. I'm going to have to use the drawers that I came in with, you know, because that's what happened. And some of y'all laughing because it happened to y'all before. While you was away. Now, you was saying, man, if I was at my crib, man, if I was at my throne, man, everything would have been different, baby. Everything would have been nice for me, man. But I'm at somebody else's house, and all of a sudden I got the bubble guts, man. Oh, my goodness, man. Fellas been there before. You on a nice date with Ashaniqua, and y'all finna go ahead and do the thing, and all of a sudden, let me use your restroom right quick. And you go all the way upstairs and you realize, oh, man, I'm relieving myself. Y'all didn't think the conversation would get there this morning, but it's there. I'm there. I got to tell you all about it. You know? Man, it's there, man. Shoot. You using all the air freshener, potpourri, you know what I'm saying? And now the commode don't want to even flush. She ain't calling you back, dog. Yes, indeed, she ain't calling you back, bro. Yes, indeed. But what I'm saying is collectively, I hope you guys were not eating your donuts this morning. But what I'm saying is that's what happened collectively to the Cowboys. We didn't get a chance to do anything. And the offense, man, did we take advantages of the Bills' biggest impediment? The Bills gave us two things and we couldn't even take it. The Bills gave us two things and we didn't even take it. They gave us the middle of the field and they said, hey, run the ball. You run the ball on us. And we didn't even take advantages of it. We sitting here throwing into traffic. They blitzing coming down. And we throwing hook routes. I'm sitting like, wait a minute now, Mike McCarthy. Now I know you take plays from other teams, but did you take the plays from the Chargers playbook this time around? We didn't take advantages of anything. And on the defense, we were stubborn as a doorknob. We didn't really want to turn. You know how you been in them old houses where the doorknob don't want to turn? And that's how stubborn we were. We know that Parsons was getting ate up. And dog it, if Damone Clark, shout out to him, man. You know, I said something bad about Damone Clark. And, you know, his trainer like, hey, man, hey, hey, Law. He wasn't that bad. He been decent all year. I'm like, that's the thing is, when you do this content creation, right, The trainers are watching, the people that work with them, to try to keep these relationships going. But I told the trainer, I said, look, man, I got to call a spade, man. He got a legacy number on him. He got 33 on him, bro. The Cowboys shouldn't be handing out 33. It's like watching the quarterback if he had 12 on, right? Y'all be looking at Dak a whole lot different if he was playing the way he played with 12 on his back. I know people say numbers don't matter, man. Come on, man. We didn't make no adjustments, and 33 looked kind of weird to me out there. And if he was our leading tackler at his pace and at his speed and at his stature and at his capabilities, close your eyes for me. Close your eyes for me. And imagine if Parsons was there. If Damone Clark got us 11 tackles in that game. If Parsons played that same exact spot, Parsons would have had the tackle record. He's just that much better than Damone Clark. Can y'all hear me? Y'all no audio? No audio, Yallop? Appreciate you, Yallop. 33 got bullied too, though. Yeah. Eric Will says, is 33 a number that should be retired for the Cowboys? But we shouldn't. Look, we're running out of numbers because we got so many great players, man. Yeah. Audio good. Appreciate you. All right, let me play this part of it right here.
So I would get down. My assessment would go beyond the score. The score is obvious. We didn't show up in a manner of speaking, but we did show up. We just let up in critical areas that will potentially attribute to what I'm talking about: mistakes, untimely penalties, keep drives alive, turn the ball over, attempt block punt, turn the ball over, give them the equivalent of a turnover, all of those kinds of things. And I don't need to reiterate them for the audience, but what I will time and time again tell you, I have seen the individual players. I've seen what we're going to do against Miami. I've seen us do it a lot more in a way that will help us beat Miami than I've seen us not do it like we did against Buffalo, by the very same players all year.
Want your video to stand out? Go to motionarray.com.
I'm talking with Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones. Jerry, you mentioned the penalties there, and
no doubt. Due to YouTube turning off all capabilities to block commercials, we get commercials though. They snuck that one in there. Shout out to Motion Ray. I had a trial with Motion Ray, by the way, and they are pretty good. So salute to Motion Ray. All right. So, but what I want to say here is before they go to this next topic line, and salute to all of y'all that's watching, and be mindful. Check out 105.3 The Fan. Go to their YouTube page or their Twitter page or X or Twitch page and give them a like, share, and follow. They do unbelievable content at work, and all of those guys over there are my buddies, right? So what I'm going to say here is that, at the age of 81, 82, however old Jerry Jones is, he's sharp, man. Yeah, dog, he's sharp. He was right on the money with his assessment. He was right on the money with his breakdown of what players needed to do, and understanding that this thing can't go lopsided. Just by me watching the TV copy, of the game with no audio on, I didn't know that the Cowboys won the coin toss. I didn't know that, right? So when I'm looking at the game, that's something that the Cowboys normally don't do. Normally, we look at it like, hey, we're going to take the ball first. We're going to set the tone, the temperament, the pace of the game, right? And we're going to go down there and punch it with a score, whether it's 3 or 7. I do like that approach with this particular team because I think that the defense is more of a defense that can pin their ears back when we got the league. No matter what the league is. Even if it's about 3 points. We are a momentum-based defense. We are a defense that's not known for like, hey, you try to run around here, man, we're going to slap you around. We're not that type of defense. But we are that type of defense. If you're throwing the ball multiple times, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a tip pass, It's going to be a hurry. You're going to get off of your platform, and you're going to throw the ill-advised throw. We're going to chase you on the edge, and that's our strength. But when a team decides to say, you know what, we're going to be stubborn, we're going to be crazy enough to run it at you 40 times or 30 times, even 25 or more, we getting kind of antsy a little bit because we're not disciplined to a degree. And what makes us undisciplined is fatigue makes cowards of us all. Who said that statement, by the way? Fatigue make cowards of us all. I know Jimmy Johnson borrowed it from someone. But when you are 205 and you continually to go up against someone that's 330 plus, shoot. You could be 205 and going up against somebody that's 240. You're getting tired, Yes, indeed, JJ said that. Yeah. He got it from someone, I believe. Could have been the Lombardi guy. But, the Cowboys, is that a negative draw for the team in general? You can say yeah. But you got to understand the vehicle that you are in. Right? Vince Lombardi said it first. Okay, appreciate you. He rage-aided, right? Vince Lombardi! He's from the heavens looking down saying, yeah, I rage-aided at first, dog. Give me my credit. Yes, it's physics too, Trill. Yeah. I'll never forget, give y'all a quick short story. My first car was a car, right? Now my my first automobile was a car, but now my automobile is an SUV. I feel different when I get into cars now. Once you go to an SUV or a truck, you never turn back. And my older brother, he got one of those big old Dodge, I think Dodge Rams or whatever he got. He got a big old truck, got the Tesla thing in the middle. I'm scared to drive it. You know why? Because I know if I drive in that thing one time, I probably would never want to get back in my SUV. Some of us got to know what we got when we driving it. The type of vehicle the Cowboys got on defense is for dog sure not that big old truck. We got one of those Ferraris, man. We got one of those zoom. We got one of them fast ones, man. You look at it and say, woo! That mon's sexy right there. Look at that whip there. Hey, you pull up to the scene, man. It just going to pull everybody eye and attention, and have the conversation. Yeah. Some of y'all just like that now, right? You couldn't get some. I know my guy Choctaw, Montana. He's 6'7" in the chat. I know he ain't driving no car. I know he ain't driving no 4-cylinder. I know you ain't driving no 6-cylinder. I know he probably 8-cylinder or better, right? 4-wheel drive, all my wheels turn, right? And for those who drive even cars, there's even levels to the cars, right? Hellcat and all of that. Shoot. Front wheel drives, man, nah, man. Ladies probably don't know, but I'm just saying, though, Appreciate you, Jameson. All them wheels got to turn, man. Nobody want no front wheel drive. Once you got 4-wheel drive or rear drive, you don't, no, you don't want no front wheel drive cars no more. You know what I'm saying? You don't want none. You want something that when you press that thing, it scoots. And the Cowboys defense is finesse. It can get the job done, but it's not a Mack truck. It's not one of those big SUVs. It's a nice car, and there's nothing wrong with it. $4.99. It says, appreciate you, Zach. Thank you for your support. Law, how the F we gonna win 3 straight road playoff games if we can't even win just one road game against good teams? Gameplan versus Philly and San Fran, and that's it. Zach Luna, appreciate you for your support. All right, so technically, we 3-3 on the road, right? 3-3. We are 3-3 on the road. One can argue that when we played LA, was it in LA? When we played Chargers, was it in Chargers? Let me know, because I forgot. Those games technically don't count on the road because if we in L.A., that is considered a home game, right? So, but we are 3-3 on the road. We are now 3-4 on the now, Law. Well, we are 3-4, so we below 500, right? And we don't look good on the doggone road. So what I can tell you that this game right now, it's a road game. We win, we beat a team on the road. But you know what? The naysayers, the pundits, the critics is going to say basically the Miami Dolphins are 0-3 or 0-4 against 500 teams above 500. So that game won't even count too. So they're going to move the goalposts. We just got to take care of business. I know even the saying that we are pretty much undefeated after a loss. We haven't lost back-to-back games in 2 years or something like that. That don't mean a hill of beans. That just look good on resume. We still got to lace them up and play. Miami has grass or turf. Miami, I think they got the grass stuff. We just got to get out there and execute.
And we heard some players talk about that, too, after the game. And we've heard that in a couple different instances. Do you think at times the players are too wrapped up in the officiating? Are they almost, do you think, distracted by it?
Not at all. Not at all. I think you're frustrated and disappointed when they get a penalty and they don't think they deserve a penalty. But everybody probably playing out there in the NFL has had that happen to them. And so the point is that our group know the answer to penalties is to don't give them a chance to make the call. And the officials I'm talking about, that's the answer. Don't get yourself in that spot. If that thing pops outside and it was an interior run, watch out. If you got your hands on the outside of your of the block, if you're a blocker and it's a defensive guy, you're likely, when that ball bounces outside, you're likely to get a holding penalty.
No doubt, man. See, man, people sleeping on Jerry. He know football, All right, so Bantu says our team is designed to play where they lead, right? And this team is that's and furious. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, Bantu. The reason why I have selected these two guys to be on the thumbnail, this team goes as far as Parsons can go and as far as Dak Prescott can go. Now, granted, even in this game versus the Bills, we still had an opportunity. Dak Prescott, even though on the road maybe you can't hear,
Here we go! Here we go! Here we go!
but if the formation is such on a play action, even if you look at it and you will say to yourself, hey, if these guys blitz and where my hots and my read, I'm only seeing in one out there, I need to change, kill. And I think that he got to have the full ride to say, hey, look, coach, 3rd and 1, all we need is 1 yard, technically an inch, basically. 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, whatever it was. I can't be doing a play that will compromise this team on this side of the field. We got to get the first down to live to fight again. And Parsons, if he himself is not getting the tractions and only having 2 tackles, at some point in time, I need for Parsons to step up and say, hey, it's the doggone second quarter, and I'm not even on the stat sheet. Coach, I get it. I know you want me on the edge, but I got to make a switch. I need to be the playmaker in this game. I need to be the difference maker. Hey, switch me to Mike. Put somebody else down up front. Sometimes as a leader, you got to do 2 things. You got to be able to get work done through others, but also you got to be able to delegate. Put delegations in the chat, baby. Because all of the great leaders know how to delegate. Look, Jordan, hey, sometimes he didn't need to shoot the final shot. Kick it over to Hurry. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to kick it to, what's the other kid name? I forgot his name. The brother that can shoot real good. Or I can kick it over to the Kirks, So there's sometimes you got to kick it out. You win the game, you still get the fame. You still get the shine. You can still get the glory.
So think it through. But again, I want
Kerr
to emphasize,
and Paxton.
I've seen the very players that are going to line up against Miami do what I'm talking about.
B.J. Armstrong, that's his name. That's who I was looking for. Yeah. Kerr, Coach, you know what I'm saying? Tony and them, you know. So, yeah. Ho Grant, sometimes you got to kick it out. And people still to this day, go, MJ, go, you know. And now, Scottie Pippen is mad, right? Pippen mad now, but when they're winning, everything good.
About doing positively and do it well. When you, with a combination of players, don't do it well, you can have happen to you. What happens? Now, we all know that we like to tee off, and we like to tee off when we think we can afford to, when it's not too big a risk. Well, when they've got you down, when they're running, you're playing from behind, many things that you can't tee off, that takes some of the best thing we do. I saw where Quinn said our best thing is our nuances of our tackling. That's the best thing we do, and when we don't do the best thing we do, then we've got a chance of negative things happening. And again, this isn't a coaches meeting that I'm having with all of our fans this morning, but I am saying very emphatically, we can correct what we did in Buffalo. We have done it, and we've done it against as good a players as we're going to be playing Sunday. And we can reverse this thing from what we had in Buffalo.
Jerry Jones.
I love the way Jerry go. Buffalo. He finished his words real quickly at the end. But, yeah, we do have a chance. Dog, don't y'all know? Hear me out, y'all. Dog, hear me out. These next two, if we line this stuff up correctly, we going up against a challenge. Look, Mike McDaniels is a offspring of Kyle Shanahan. We seen McDaniels' offense in 2020, I believe, and we seen it in 2021. And we know that there's wrinkles and shades of that for the 49ers, you know. Look, this is a part of a test. I don't give a dog what happened in this game, but if we can contain Mostert and A-Chain, who my guy Jay Tuck was banging on the table saying, Law, man, we got to draft this dude. Law, we got to draft A-Chain, man. This dude would be phenomenal in the Cowboys, man. Y'all wouldn't even think about Tony Pollard and them. And damn, my guy Jay Tuck been right. That dude been right all year with these draft picks, man. Shout out to his draft acumen. So, you know, check out Jay Tuck during the off season, draft season. But what I'm saying is basically, and if we are just able to win versus the Miami Dolphins, I don't give a dog if it's by 1 point. We'll take that momentum, and then we play the Detroit, who gives us some mixtures of plays with good quarterback play mixed in with run game too. These two games will be a great test for our run defense to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? These two games. One can argue these three games because what the Washington team do, right? They run, you know, so that's just what it is. So and of course they throw with Sam Howell, but, you know, you get with what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen.
Here on 105.3 The Fan. Jerry, what did the Bills do defensively that you guys took note of?
Luna is saying, ooh, she's saying the right thing. Put Parsons at his original spot. He had 3 games to get it going, right? He'll be right in playoff mode, baby. Ooh, sometimes blessings come right at you and knock on your door. Hey, we hear blessings. Come on, opportunities, right? Hook to flat, we got that. Or if the Cowboys, my guy, Dan Quinn, get off his high horse, admit that he's wrong, which he's not going to admit, and say, hey, we got 2 wheel linebackers on this team. We don't got no true Mike. Let Rashaan Evans get all of these snaps. He'll be ready for the playoffs. He may get cooked in this game a little bit, but his playing legs will be together. The worst thing you can do for a defensive player is put him in, put him out, put him in, put him out, put him in, put him out. He don't get a feel or a flow of the game. His feet not really in tune with it. Hey, his relationship with the opposing players on the same team won't be there. You got 3 games to play with it. You in the playoffs anyway. You know for sure Rashawn Evans had about 159 tackles last year, right? That's not by chance. 2 sacks, over 4 tackles for loss. Let him get going, man. You can't be putting that man out there and pulling him, putting him out there and pulling him, putting him out there and pulling him. Let Sam Williams get. Look, man. Look, we spent a valuable draft pick with him for the 2nd round. If you're not gonna play him like that, sure, you should have drafted Carl Pickens, I believe. And drafted somebody else in the 3rd or something like that. But you spent a high pick for a guy that you put him in, put him out, put him in, put him out, and he don't get a flow of the game. So when he gets out there, ladies and gentlemen, he pressing. He want to make a play. He's over-anticipating. He want to prove to the world that he belongs. And now you get a face mask, or now you get a roughing the passer, or now you get a late hit, or now you get a guy that's trying to just trying to make his name be heard. Let him play a little bit more. And I like what Fowler is doing. I think Fowler's doing an unbelievable job. I know that I know Fowler, I like the way my guy put it out there. We got bastards, right? Fowler is considered not a homegrown guy, so they put DA in over him a little bit, and I get all of that. But dog it, man, we spent some high draft capital for doggone Sam Williams. And D-Law, he's been doing all what he can, right? As a motivational leader out there. And when it's time to run on his side, yeah, he may have his hiccups, but it won't be on a consistent basis, right? Figure that stuff out, Dan Quinn. Shoot, you got 3 games, man.
To limit Dak in the offense.
They basically got outside of, defensively.
Yes, sir.
You said defensively. I'm sorry. Got that. They were able to play us in the secondary, similar to the way Arizona played us. And they kept us underneath them all night long. We had that one attempt, call play before the game that we tried deep and overthrew him. But other than that, they kept behind us or kept us out in front of them, made us throw short, and then did some things that similar to what Arizona did, and kept us from really doing what we had intended to do in the game.
Jerry, since Buffalo and Arizona both had success doing that, is it y'all's expectation that, hey, teams are probably going to play us a similar way the rest of the way?
Well, always. You know exactly. As a matter of fact, you do things out of tendency sometimes, call plays out of tendency, so that the other team will practice on it, so that they don't spend their time practicing on the things you're going to do. That's intentionally done. That's why you do some of that stuff earlier in the season, so that they have to get ready for it. You may not be planning on using it, but that's absolutely. They have everything you've done in all your games. They have it available to them. The opposing team this week, Miami does, have every play we run this year. And you can expect them to, the things that were successful against us, you can expect them to try it. If they have personnel to, if they think they've got personnel to do what was successful against us with another team.
Jerry.
What people are saying and what Jerry just broke down basically is this right here in short. Keep it short. Both of their running backs, Mostert and A-Chain, to me is better than James Cook's. So when they look at, and then their scheme is a little bit better too, as far as how they run. So when they look at this, they sitting there like, all right, cool. We can replicate the same thing. But to save all of this conversation, baby, Parsons literally said no team play us the same. And you can come in there and say, okay, well, the Bills were able to do this against the Cowboys. We can do the same. And if you don't account or take in the principles that we didn't score, we didn't match, Because the only thing is 9 times out of 10, teams continue to run when they got the lead. But if it's differently, if we go up 7 first on Miami, if we go up 10-0, or if we go up 14-0, that game plan of them running like the Bills did, it goes out the window. Tua got to drop back now, and he got to sling it all around. I was listening to A to Z Sports Dallas, my guy Skywalker Steele show in the morning, and he had Aisha on the show. And one of the pivotal things that she said that the Cowboys do, and they play pretty well against the short quarterbacks outside of Kyler Murray, but they do play up good against short quarterbacks. We will see this week. Oh, my goodness, we will see. And I think that, you know, the game plan with Tua, I don't think that they will only throw the ball 15 times, though, or make 7 completions. Let's listen to more what he had to say.
You guys, we've talked
what it's about.
You talked about it. We've all discussed this. Is just how good you guys are at home. Plus 171 point differential. That's one of the highest in NFL history. It's the highest in the history of the franchise. But at the same time, you've got this negative point differential on the road, and there seems to be a lot of just loss for words for guys in the locker room when you ask, hey, what is the issue with going on the road? Why do you think there is such a disparity between how you guys play at home and on the road?
Well, I would say the other night, weather.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that.
For instance, one's wet and one's dry. And you say, well, the other team has to play in the wet too. Yeah, they do. But I'm just giving you a difference. We have perfect conditions to play in at home. We've got the elements a lot of times on the road. And we'll play Washington in the outside at a tough time of the year for Washington. So I'd say weather. I'd say that anybody, when they walk out there, Michael Irvin used to tell me, man, when I'm running down the field, I can hear almost individuals yelling at me from the stands. Our players are not oblivious to the stands and to the support in the stands. And they're not oblivious when you shut them up on the road, when you're winning, taking it to them, and they're not oblivious when they're at a fever pitch. So I'd say atmosphere Seattle is well known, and I think a lot of Seattle's success can be attributed to that great crowd that they have and the ability to get that noise out at the level they get it out. I know technically they cause you a cadence problem. And
no doubt. When he's talking about the weather, he kind of put it into this context that yes, it was dry, and someone said it didn't start raining to the second or third quarter or what have you, but the field was still wet. Still wet. It's slippery when it's wet, So, far as cleat size, and he's not using that as an excuse, but what he's implying that it do have some type of disadvantage to your team to a degree if you play in a certain way, right? And remember when we was talking about that Ferrari or that sports car type of thing, sometimes those tires don't grip like that truck, right? So that's just what it is. So game planning is a thing, and we will see those two games shouldn't be the same. Now, far as the game versus the Bills now versus the Miami Dolphins, if Miami Dolphins come down here and we score 10 points and they put up 31, 40 points, then hey, you can press the panic button. Hell, I'll press it. I'll literally press the panic button and say, man, hey, man, I'll put them on fire too. If we don't make the necessary adjustments, if we go into this game and say, you know what, we're going to have the same game plan, we're going to rush Parsons on the edge, we're not going to put him at Mike, we're not going to attack the middle of the field, excuse me, we're not going to do any motions, no play actions, none of that stuff, and we're going to have the same exact game plan that we had last week versus the Bills versus the doggone Dolphins, then I'm going to throw my hands up and say, hey, man, what this team trying to do, y'all. They trying to sabotage everything, I would literally do that, But at this time, I don't think that the Cowboys will have that exact same game plan. It's the reason why, we like Mike McCarthy. He makes the adjustments week to week too. Normally, the old coaching regime make the adjustments year to year. Next year, man. We went 8-8. Next year, wait till next year. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we went 8-8 again. Wait till next year, man. Wait till next year. What? We went 8-8 again. Well, wait till next year. Okay, we start winning, losing, winning, losing, winning, losing, winning, losing, and we got used to it, right? The third of y'all got used to it. We used to look at it and say, "Oh, hey, man, Law, what year is it? Is it an even year or odd year?" Oh, it's even, baby. We leaving, baby. It's even, baby. We finna win the division. Odd years, man, something bad about to happen. Shoot. Look back at it. 14 good, 15 bad, 16 good, 17 bad, 18 good. Y'all remember that? Come on, man. Yeah, he do need to make. Now, granted, to a degree, at the crib, we do make in-game adjustments a whole lot better. But neither here nor there. 187, man, salute to you, man. My brother ain't here today, but I feel you, man. He says MVP Purdy. Or MV Purdy. Man, you gotta give it to Christian McCaffrey, man. You gotta give it to him, man. Come on, man. Come on, you gotta give CMC some love, man.
Yeah. So I'd say definitely you can give some credence to on the road. We used to have an 18-inch drop off in our old stadium, Texas Stadium, and the end
pause.
Damn. Zone in the corner of the end zones would be 18 inches lower than the center of the field. And so our teams could get used to, and the quarterbacks could get used to throwing and catching the ball, whereas a team that didn't play on it every day had a little harder adjustment to make. Those nuances all go with home field advantage. So
yeah. I remember that, man. Shoot, at that old stadium, that drop off, man, we used to find a sweet spot in that area, man. God, cut touchdown. It was to the degree that Brett Favre, true record, man, true record. I don't think he ever won at the old stadium, He ain't never won because he didn't know how to really, account for the drop off. He'd throw an interception every time he get right there. You know what I'm saying? And even by the star, it was like a weird little rough spot. And I was watching some type of documentary back in the days, man, and Emmett said, man, he knew where the soft spots at in the field, where he can put his cleek at and get an extra burst, man. Yeah. And then it was weird because the hole in that stadium was always there, bro. It wasn't retractable. So when it rained like the previous day or something like that, or even snow got off in there sometime, we would know where the soft spots at the stadium, man. We would know where the crazy parts at in the stadium. And we would capitalize off of it. I'm old enough to remember, and I know y'all old enough to remember, San Fran used to play, and they have a baseball field at the stadium, and they didn't know where the mud spots at. Who remember that, right? We used to hate that stadium.
I think when you look at a technical edge, I think a home game is a technical edge.
What did you think of that Seattle ending last night on Monday Night Football?
It was marvelous. I thought I was about to doze, and then when they made those two exciting plays at the end, I couldn't sleep till 4 this morning.
Jerry, baby, that's my guy right there, man. Come on.
I want me some glory hole.
Yeah. Let's rewind one more time. Yeah. Let's rub it in, Jerry.
At a technical edge, I think a home game is a technical edge.
What did you think of that Seattle ending last night on Monday Night Football?
It was marvelous. I watched every bit of it. I thought I was about to doze, and then when they made those two exciting plays at the end, I couldn't sleep till 4 this morning because of the impact that it can have on our year and our season.
Yeah.
Yes,
Jerry.
absolutely. And now Jerry Jones here on the Fan. When you guys get ready for this stretch against these really good teams and the playoffs, everyone says the same thing. Oh, well, let's see.
Look at the boys. Hey, that got to be the world's funniest laugh right here. Look at this dude. Watch it. Look at this laugh right here, boy. Cause they all here. They here now. They here now. At least we didn't get blown out, you know. Hey, boy, they mad at me today, boy. They are mad at me, man. They are mad at me. Look, Petty Law finna turn on now, baby.
You Dallas niggas did all that. I told Des Bryant, this was losing next week. Y'all won y'all fucking Super Bowl last week. I told every in that fucking Dallas Cowboys press box.
Look at this Law.
Look at his face. Look at Gilly. Look at Gilly. Gilly. Riggs.
Wake up, Gilly. Wake up. Hey, Gilly. You tripping, bro. You tripping.
I can see all. I don't know what the f y'all doing, man. I don't know what the f y'all doing. You Dallas niggas.
You can't be a Cowboy fan and not enjoying this, man. And you better not be like, hey, man, wait till the playoff. No, man, you got to go enjoy the ride, man. You can't say, man, I'm going to yell after I get off the roller coaster, man. Whee! Yell a little bit, man. Yell a little bit. Whee! We go down. You know, some of y'all riding the roller coaster like this. Hey, man, I done rode scarier rides, you know, put you on that slingshot to put you up, you know, top. But yes, indeed. Hey, man, y'all should be enjoying this moment, man. Come on. Didn't y'all know that, hey, when we sitting down, minding our own business, chilling, relaxing, going through our pain, going through our turmoil, going through our upsets, going through our ups and downs, they here. They talking all type of stuff, man. They talking about they looking great and everything.
Go Birds.
Let's go Birds. E-L-D-S-E-S, Eagles.
We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it. It goes to show you who's a better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
Nobody does it better than me.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles? For the hard-fighting
Just
Eagles?
one more time for the Eagles, man. For the Eagles.
Let's go Birds, fly Eagles, fly. Still Super Bowl chance for that.
Man, come on, man. Y'all, look, man, look. There's no guarantee who gonna win the Super Bowl, but for dog, man, we gonna put some dog on. We gonna put some pressure on them boys. Hey, man, we be minding our own business, man. They talk bad about us, and we literally had Jason Garrett for 13 seasons, man. And we were still fighting for our lives over here, man. We were fighting for our lives.
What more do you want from me?
We got everybody against us, man. The expectations were still the same. We got Shady McCoy against us. We got Dan Orlowski against us. We can't even just turn on the TV. You got a guy with a forehead that started way back in the 60s, right? And he's against us. You got doggone Shay Sharp who can rally talk, and he's against us, man. You got doggone Joy Taylor. You know, she would put her glasses, makeup on, get her hair done, nails and eyelashes and everything else, talking bad about us. So everybody talking bad about us, and we don't got nobody to defend. And the people that really protect us to a degree, they are more of the cerebral people, the analytical people, not the trash talking people, like the Mina Kimes of the world, right? So we really, and then RC, he's kind of like, hey, I'm in the middle with it, you know. so he's not all the way in. So we don't really have nobody for us, but the only person we got is Skeletor. What's his name? Skip Bayless. That's the only person that's there for us. Only person that's on the national TV news syndicate or what have you. And he's the wee-woo guy, right? He's the fickle fan. We don't got nobody to represent us, man. James Jones only represent us because of, I think, Mike McCarthy, right? Nobody's here for us, man. Richard Sherman, he's trying to poke and stab us in the back as much as he can. Keys, man, he's getting paid the money. I saw him out there at auction, So it is what it is, y'all. So y'all got us, new media. We fighting all we can. But, hey, we can't sway the opinions and the minds because we don't get that heavy traction. It's like, they got Colin Cowherd and all of those boys that would throw one video up and get 5 to 10 million views, 30 million impressions. Oh, yeah, we got the playmaker. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, you got the playmaker. Yeah, we got the playmaker, yeah. Who else we got? Playmakers, shout out to playmaker, man. Michael Irvin. We do got a playmaker. I do like him. Who else? We don't have nobody else. So yes, I'm gonna poke and I'm gonna pry at these boys and we gonna hear them cry. You know what I'm saying?
Seth Joyner, who is either loved or hated. There's no in between. He's the former linebacker, and he does like their Barry Church analysis on the TV post-game show. He was not holding back on this Eagles offense.
Listen up, baby.
Yesterday.
All season long, this football team has been trying to tell us who they were. But because they were winning so much, they were lucking into some of these wins. We just chose to ignore it, And, I think now that all of Philadelphia can see, who they really are. They're not the team that we thought they were on so many levels. And I'm not going to go so far as to say, I'm not going to put it all on the players. Because I witnessed too much stuff in the game that tells me, listen, there's no creativity offensively. When you should be running on the edges, they're running right up the middle. Guys are getting beat in the middle. When you should be running outside, when you should be running inside, you're running outside.
I bet you he's public enemy number one for the Eagles community because he's spitting, right? And all year long, I've been saying the same thing. I said, man, they won 7 games by a touchdown or less, right? They one-score winners around here. And, I'm not trying to beat them up, but that's just the reality of it. And when I said it, when I said that they are very comparable to the 2020 Steelers or they're very comparable to last year Vikings, they thought I was saying hate stuff, right? So when they say, well, we only beat bad teams, right? But I said, y'all struggle against bad teams. But we beat y'all. I said, yeah, but that was more so of us shooting ourselves in the foot. But now, we got the same record, right? And we still got 3 games left, and we got to take care of business ultimately, right? Dez, word is, J Love says Dez is definitely part of us, yeah. So we got Dez, Michael Irvin, who else? And somebody said Marcus Spears, but what they don't do, Dez I like and I appreciate what he do. But what they don't do is they don't clown the opposing teams after they lose, right? You're gonna get a level of trolling from the Dan Orlovsky kid. You're gonna get a level of trolling from Stephen A. Smith, Shay Sharp pouring up his Hennessy or Laportele, whatever he call it. Yeah. So you don't get those trolling, those independent stuff, man. They're the crazy bull sugar stuff. But let's listen to what he got to say.
The pass plays look like they have no continuity to them. It's Jalen Hurts looks lost. He doesn't go through a progression. It's like, I'm throwing the ball to A.J. Brown, or I'm throwing the ball over here, or I'm throwing the ball over here, and he locks onto that guy, and he does not come off.
Only the Los Angeles Chargers, who just gave up 63 points the other day, only the Los Angeles Chargers over the last month have a worse point differential than the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
They are just – the fact is that they are – this is who we had talked about earlier, they are the Minnesota Vikings of last year. That's who they are. They were winning these close games, and it wasn't going to be sustainable. They were going to start running out of their luck, and teams who are lucky generally start to run out of that luck in December and January. That's not a coincidence. When things tighten up, that's where the luck starts to run out. There is I think they're outside of maybe Minnesota, which just doesn't have a quarterback right now. There's nobody else currently in the NFC playoffs that I would rather play more than Philly.
Whew.
Outside of Minnesota.
Outside of Minnesota, who just doesn't have a quarterback.
There is not another team you would rather play more than Philly.
Would rather play Philly over San Francisco, Detroit, Tampa. I'd rather play Philly right now over Tampa. Baker Mayfield and the way that they can attack things, the Mike Evans, Chris Godwin connection. I'd rather play Philly than Tampa right now.
Come on.
I think we can run it up on Tampa. But yeah. I mean, what we got to do is basically keep that number 2 seed if you want to play at the crib, right? And then anything else can shake from there. Boy.
Listen to former Eagle linebacker Seth Joyner talking about, this is going to make you feel good. This is going to make you feel good as a Cowboys fan losing out on Darius.
Shaq Leonard is nothing more than a Band-Aid, if at best. He's an old Band-Aid. Okay? Damn! He's not a fix. He is not a fix. He is no better than what we had. So all that excitement about, we got Shaq Leonard. Shaq Leonard has nothing. I'm watching the guy play. He has no speed. He has no power, no explosiveness. He has nothing, okay? And when you can't stop the run, you can't stop anything else. And when you're afraid to bring pressure, okay, because you're so afraid that you're going to give up so much on the back end, you're playing to die. Okay.
Man, he broke down Shaq. Darius, because I don't want to call him Shaq since he went over there. He broke him down like a fraction. Now, my thoughts were, bring him in for a cup of coffee. And if you like what you've seen out of him, then maybe you can bring him in and sign him under contract. But what I wanted from him was his mind. I didn't want the actual play, because if he's going to play like that, then there's going to be a situation whereas if they are equal, play the youth. But if you can gain some information, knowledge, and wisdom of the game, then you can get that. But look how far along and look how slow we are bringing Rashaan Evans into the mix. So the Eagles got him. So that's the Eagles' issue now. Listen to more.
Okay. I mean, you let this guy walk the ball down the field. You're playing not to lose. And anytime you're playing not to lose out of a position of fear, guess what? 9 times out of 10, you usually lose.
So at Shaq Leonard tearing him apart, Darius.
Band-Aid.
Not referring him to Shaq after he chose the Eagles over us.
So now that we've seen this for a few weeks now, as bad as things are in our own house, would you agree that Philadelphia is just not the team that they were portrayed to be for the first 10, 12 weeks of the season?
God, is this what you want?
I'm just asking.
Is this what you want?
I like when them two fight.
Attempting to try to pat your own self.
Fight.
No. This is not about patting me on the back. This is just about
what more do you want from me?
So, in being, the ultimate objective person that I am, my biggest.
As you subtly give me
the bird
finger there.
Yeah.
If I want to give you the finger, I go like this. Will I get us in trouble?
I don't know.
So now I'm changing my mind back on Jalen Hurts, the passer. That was what I was trying to figure out.
Look. My thing is with Jalen Hurts, man. Let me see.
Go through a progression. It's like I'm throwing the ball to A.J. Brown, or I'm throwing the ball over here, or I'm throwing the ball over here, and he locks onto that guy, and he does not come off.
My thing is now with Hurts, shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. Shout out to the Roll Tide version of Hurts and salute to the OU Hurts, right? But I'm going to say this, man, and Roll Tide to all of y'all out there, man. He's not going to get better. He's not. They're not utilizing Hurts, and I know this is Cowboys conversation, but to about 40,000 of the people that subscribe to me that's Eagles fans, because I know about 40,000 y'all subscribe to me, and y'all let me know every day. He's not going to get better, y'all. He's not getting better with his throwing mechanics. He's not stepping up through his throws. He's looking off of his read and running and tucking it. And we are seeing that once you lose some of that mobility and you have to trust your arm more, then you'll see those pitfalls. They are turning on Hurts. just like they turned on Carson Wentz. And the craziest thing of it all, the same people that said that Wentz was better than Dak are now saying that Hurts was better than Dak. And now they're looking at it like, damn, it's really hard to play in the National Football League. Now, the best quarterback right now in the league right now, based off of their system and what they're in and what they're asked to do, for my guy 187, objectively speaking, is Brock Purdy. He got everything. He got all of the buttons he want to press. He's sitting back. He got the protection up front. He got run game. He got tight end game. And he got wide receivers on the outside. This dude is in a Cadillac. Self-driving one, So, and he don't have to go through all of that other stuff. So it is what it is at this point. But appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in. I love putting the spice on them Eagles, man, because they the one caused it, man. We sitting here minding our own business, man, and all of a sudden they hit us up, So as we go through our rigmarole here, the Cowboys, we just got to take care of business. I like this little gift right here. Clown. Yes, indeed. And all we can do here is, man, they doing my guy LB bad, man. And I was trying to tell Bronson, because he don't watch tape. He's not a film analyst guy or analysis guy. He's a passionate football guy, right? So when who wore it best, him or Gilly on this doggone helmet cam right here. Let me see. Who? Hold on. I just realized that these Eagles, boy, they have a habit of putting on these doggone helmets, man. What's going on with them, man? Who wore it best, man? Look at they twinning.
What more do you want from me?
Hey, man.
Look at this law.
Let me get Gilly off of it, man. But AJ called him out a little bit, but it is, he says, this SHIT burns me because Buddy Ball is SHIT. It's okay, AJ, to be a decoy on this play. Taking the easy completion clearly is impounded into the philosophy of this offense. And then AJ says, man, y'all fans swear y'all know everything. It's a shot at the play to me. I am the first read. He just missed the throw. Oh, my goodness, man. Hey, quit all of that Buddy Ball SHIT. I'm a decoy on many other plays, basically. So we all know, man, when you start talking to this realm and you don't have the film acumen to back it up, they going to try to carve you alive. But one thing I can tell you, though, he got the reach because he's getting the attention. And if they are reading this post after a loss, boy, oh boy, I promise y'all, man, I protect the players in many ways, because once I break down something, they sliding right into my DMs. They sliding right in there. Wee! Lord, man, well, let me tell you something about this, though. Hey, man, you were right about that. Now, wait a minute. Was I right or was I wrong? But they be on there. They be watching, though. So he's finna get used to it. And they have a smaller community than we do. We have a large community. Everybody do film analysis and breakdown over here in Cowboys Land and Talk. But it is real. Them boys in disarray, yes, indeed. So before we open the phone lines up, I want to talk about what Marcus Spears said on an objective matter about our particular beloved Micah Parsons. And let's cut it open right quick. Shout out to Spears. It's on my YouTube page.
I'm going to tell you this. I love Micah Parsons. One of my favorite players. I love him as a dude. Somebody got to coach him how to defend the run when he's on the edge. And I know nobody want to say it because we talk about how great he rushes the pass. Nobody can divide it. But if I'm going to talk about other players that have parts of their game where I see as a weakness, If he's going to play the edge in Dallas, he has to learn how to set the edge. He got to learn how to stop putting his shoulders in the offensive lineman and use his hands and be effective in that regard. And when they don't block him, he has to be able to understand how to affect plays in that regard. So a lot of this about Dallas, to your point, RC, is mentality and how we play. The most devastating thing was that for me. Physicality, and more importantly, they didn't even look like they knew how to fit the run. Yeah, more than anything.
So he's speaking truth, and I always say truth to power. When you throw a message, and I like the way Spears, he's very. If I had a choice to listen to a player, ex-player that played for the Cowboys on the defensive side of the coin, and you had Spears and you had Canty, and I don't count Canty as a Cowboys guy now, he kind of hate, but I listen to Spears. Spears would give you objective analysis, man, good and bad, So I do like the fact that he got the stones to really call out Parsons, right? Most of the people coddle him to a degree. He's a very open, opinionated person, right? And I think he's very coachable. But I think that the way he comes off at times, that really people don't really want to target him in that fashion. I think that, far as coming out of college, and if you had to draft Fred Warner or Micah Parsons, you look at it and say, hey, I'm drafting Micah Parsons, right? And they both linebackers. But now, if you were to look at linebackers only at his face value, and you had the chance to have Fred Warner or Parsons, you're going to say, give me Fred Warner. But why? It's because of the system you go to. It's because of where they're utilizing, using you. Now, could Parsons be at this level of what we're seeing out of Fred Warner if since day one he stayed at linebacker? Yeah. One can argue that he would have been on pace to be like the Ray Lewises of the world with linebacker play. But last night, shout out to my guys, Boss Cowboys Sports and Jay Tuck, they was going over the conversational piece, whereas, hey, he need to embrace his role, right? And I'm looking at it like Parsons, I'm looking at this thing that I'm an edge guy. Because when he first got here, he was saying, hey, LBU University, linebacker university. He was talking glowingly of the linebacker room. But what's the name of his podcast, ladies and gentlemen? It don't have nothing to do with linebackers, It's all about the edge, That's all I'm saying. But I think that Parsons, you can literally put him anywhere and he would have been able to excel because he got that – he got some talent on him, y'all. The dude is crazy. He's crazy good. He's crazy good. Come on. Phone lines brought to you by Prize Picks. Appreciate y'all so much for being in the mix. Shout out to every last one of you all. 657-390-7391. Come on.
My brothers, there's no question, keep it real.
Keep it real.
There are 7 participants in the conference.
Son of God, not a son of Sam.
Come on.
Keep it off the books and keep it coming in.
What more?
It's the old see where I'm coming in. The inside caramel just like 100 grand. Call my phone, hit
got
my line.
B-Bird in the house, man. Talk to me, B-Bird. Talk to me. B-Bird from the 409.
I'm right here now.
Okay.
Man. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
How's everything going with you, bro?
Oh, man, well. All is well. Can't complain.
So I've been watching the Cowboys for a long time. I'm in my 50s. So I watched the game last week, and I kind of understood what was happening. What I'm trying to say is this. I didn't expect us to play well.
The conference has been locked.
God, this is a bad situation for us coming off this emotional victory, going over to Buffalo.
Right.
And playing over there. It's just going to be a tough game for us. So then when we got blown out, I was like, that's kind of about right.
True.
It's not too many games where I kind of just say throw it away, but I say throw it away. So let me explain something to you if you just give me a moment, because I don't really call you that often. But one of the things I look at, you said something that was key, and I think is going to be key for us getting to the Super Bowl, which is getting in the number 2 seed. So one thing that we have to look at, Law, is that we're a dome team. So I look back a little bit, did some research since 1999 when Atlanta Falcons went to the Super Bowl, all the way to now, 9 different teams, dome teams, have made the Super Bowl. So they won the AFC or NFC championship game.
Okay.
So when I'm looking at it, in combination, all those teams played 20 playoff games.
Okay.
You know how many home games they played out of 20? 16.
16. Wow.
They played 16 home games. So, and check this out. They played 4 road games, but 2 of them was in domes. 1999 Atlanta played at the Vikings, and the 2022 Rams played. 2018 Rams played at the Saints. So that's another dome. So now we're 18 games in domes for dome teams. So then they had 2 outside games. One of them was the 2006 Colts, who played at Baltimore.
Okay.
And in Baltimore in January was pretty brutal, right? No, the temperature was 63 degrees, but a 5-mile-per-hour wind. That's the best weather you're going to ever get in Baltimore in January.
In January, hell yeah.
And guess what happened in that game, man?
What happened?
It was 15-9. The Colts won with Peyton Manning. The Colts kicked 5 field goals. The Ravens kicked 3 field goals. That's the only thing that was done in that game, man.
I forgot all about that Super Bowl, by the way. My mind slipped me on that.
That was crazy, man. So look, and then the next game was the Rams played at Tampa Bay in 2022. You remember they went down there and won.
Yeah.
But Tampa's never had any weather either. So what I'm trying to say is this, man. This team is built just like all these other dome teams that were built. They're built to be run by their offense first. Their offense dictates to the other team offense what they're going to do, and get an opportunistic defense. That's what we are, man. We're not built to go into cold atmospheres, windy, rain, the things that we went to in Buffalo. We're just not built like that, man. But here's the deal.
Break it down.
Look at our schedule. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say this, though. I do have levels of concerns for this team on the outside, even though, Bill's game was kind of like on natural turf or what have you, not natural grass. But I do have some levels of discomfort with this team on the road as well. Maybe the cadence are different. It's new for them using this cadence. It's long, right? And they like to go through their checks and balances. They like to go through. I think Dak Prescott does a wonderful job of reading the defense. But when they disguise and throw it away, when you're on the road, it's kind of hard to make those adjustments. And especially, we've seen it in this past game. So I don't think that we can't. But I just have reservations. That's the better way to say it.
So what we are is a team that we want to get up on you on offense to make you do some things. Like now you can't just run the ball on us because you're down 14-0. You're down 17-3, right?
Right.
But when you're in inclement weather like that, man, it just does not indicative for you to throw the ball all around. But that's the way you built your team. I have no problem with that, Law, because if you look at it, the last 2 years. I looked at our schedule, and I said, okay, so in the last 2 years, how many games did we theoretically was going to play in inclement weather? I looked at about 3 games total.
Okay.
Washington last year, of course, Buffalo this year, and maybe Washington this year also, the last game of the year.
Right.
But really, if you look at our schedule, we played 8 to 9 games in a dome at our house. And then you say on the road, we're probably going to play 4 games in good weather.
Right.
So what we got is we got these safeties playing linebackers. That's because what we're trying to do offense. Our offense leads everything, but that's not unlike the Saints when they went to Super Bowl offense, the Rams when they went to Super Bowl offense, the Colts. That's the way those teams are built.
Which year though? Are you talking about the 2021 LA, or are you talking about the 99?
No, because their offense have always been the thing that drove the team.
The only thing, but they had the number 1 defense in 2021, though, B-Bird.
Okay.
Yeah, they had the number 1 defense, and the game that was very in question was, can they beat the 49ers? And they had to go, I believe, on the road to play those boys. And
they played them. They
played them at the house?
in LA.
They played them in LA?
They played them at the house. Yeah, they play them at the house.
Okay.
And
That's the only way that's the only way they've been able to win, I believe. And you're right. They were able to. Where their Super Bowl was at, fam? Where their Super Bowl was at?
Their Super Bowl was right there at the house. Remember that they won. They actually won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. To living down in L.A. Okay, so So, and then people was talking about a conspiracy thing. So if the Cowboys, in my opinion, B Bird, is very similar to that team. Very similar, not the same, but similar.
Yeah, but the thing is, the biggest thing I say, and I'm gonna let you go after this.
Mm-hmm.
What you want, what I saw by looking at these dome teams, is the best way to get to the Super Bowl is to earn home field advantage, so you ain't got to go nowhere. You got climate control atmosphere. The second thing would be to get the number 2 seed this year, right?
Right.
Play 2 games at home. Go play in San Francisco where it's going to be 70-something degrees or whatever. And take our chances there. I'm all for it. I think we have to win the division, man. I think we really have to win this division. And then, hey, look, I know people thinking that, San Francisco's beat us 3 times. And
Yeah.
But we changed our offense after that, right?
We did.
And so we letting Dak throw the ball around a little bit now. So I feel, and you old enough to remember this too, man.
Yeah.
A lot of franchises have been made in San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? Right. Made their franchise that play. Then we went in '92 and converted us to Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready to go down there and do it again, man.
Let's do it, man.
It just depends on where we land, man, on this playoff thing as to where we're going to go, I think, man. I think I'm throwing this away. I think we're going to play well this week, man. Because there's not going to be any weather involved in it. So,
well, let's do it.
Hey, man, I appreciate you listening to me, brother. I'll talk to you later.
No doubt, man. That's B Bird, man. Put your hands together for B Bird. And here's my thoughts on this, though. And you guys just hear me out. I do look at this particular team as a way when we look at the 49ers. We had 2 close games against them and 1 blowout. 2 close games, 2021. It took 14 penalties. It took all of that other crazy hoopla stuff. And I think that we were closer in that game than what we were last year, right? And one can argue we were down more. You know, we didn't have an Amari Cooper last year. We didn't have a Tony Pollard, and we didn't have a Terrence Steele. But although that game was still kind of like, hey, you know, Dak Prescott, if he just didn't turn the ball over and if we trusted our kicker a little bit, maybe the temperaments would have been different, right? And who knows, man? You just got to get a momentum type of win. Now, they blew us out week 5, right? And none of us saw that coming. None of us saw that we was going to get blown out. I was with the degree of thinking that, hey, man, before that game, we were going to win by 10 points. Truth be told, we didn't even pinch him that much, right? But to B Bird's opinion on this, we would have more momentum if we see the 49ers again in the playoffs opposed to them having momentum when they see us. You know, if you guys can get with what I'm saying with that. And it is what it is, man. I got Trey, then I have Coach Marv, and then Doc. So, Trey, you're live from the 901. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix.
Hey.
Hey. What's going on with you?
What's happening, y'all? Okay, so, yeah. Like, I've been listening to, I listen to them. I get on there. I have to because, you know, they just talk stupid. But that game that we played with the Bills, y'all, that was just a setup. I don't care what come on now. As good as we've been playing, we go up there and lay an egg, no, sir. First and foremost, I think everybody on the field was sick. I do. If you check out Dak at the podium, he was rubbing his nose, his face was red. All of them was sick. They're not going to tell nobody that. They're not going to be like Jalen. He went on another plane and all of that. They were sick as well, y'all. And the way we played like we played back in 2015 when we didn't have a defense. Defense was just everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So I just think that was a setup. And even our number 1 fan, Stephen A. Smith, even said this morning out of his own mouth that he'll pick the Cowboys to be able to go against the 49ers before he will anybody. And that includes the Dolphins and all of them. So I just want everybody to calm down, y'all. We got this. Dan Quinn knew what he had to do. He knew he could have adjusted the defense. But I'm telling y'all, everybody was sick. What was Tolbert? None of these folks was on. They was non-existent. So don't worry about it. When we go down here to Miami, we're going to show right back up again. Now it's going to be back to, well, I don't know what to say about them Cowboys.
Yeah. Up and down, you know. And then, we got these three games. I say this would be a good situation to test out can we stop the run per se, and it would be a good look at how we look like on the road against Miami, and then how we look if we can carry that momentum versus the Detroit Lions, and we'll see.
And I'm telling you, that's what we practicing on now.
Yeah.
We know we can stop that run. We got the people. It looked like we was the small ones against, the big old Superman of, or Team Bill. It looked like that. But I'm telling y'all, just pay attention. These games, nobody is above nobody. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, parity.
Everybody is playing. You finna have up and down, up and down.
No doubt.
We're going to beat Miami.
Uh-huh.
Our friendly bird, they can forget it. Because the Giants, I ain't saying this game, but they last game.
When
they got to go to the Giants, it's a wrap, y'all.
I think they're gonna split them. I think they're gonna split. I think the Giants are gonna split the Eagles. The Eagles gonna beat them one time, and I think the Cardinals, man, they play tough, right? Even though their record don't reflect. And here's the thing. That coach got an axe to grind because they was talking bad about that coach over there. So if anybody know Jalen Hurts, he would know him,
Law, listen to me.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, just like I told y'all last week that the Seahawks was gonna beat the Eagles. I'm telling you.
Yep.
It looked like they was gonna win, but I'm telling you, I knew they were gonna pull it off. And I'm telling y'all, they gonna lose against them Cardinals too. Pay attention. The Cardinals is the only one that can play them 49ers better than anybody. I don't care what nobody say. They can't put up a 40 burger on them. They cannot. Check out them when they played them the first time. Even with the Seahawks, same thing. They cannot put a 40 burger on them teams. And I'm telling y'all, the Cardinals gonna get those E-girls, and they're gonna get those doggone the Giants gonna have their last game. They're not gonna win out.
They're gonna split it.
Got this.
Appreciate you so much, Ray. Yeah. Let me hear you say it. Let me hear you say it though, Trey. Let me hear you say it then.
How about them Cowboys? Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. I love it. Even though we lost this past weekend, hear the passion in her voice, man. I got Coach Marv. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You're in the mix from the 803. Coach Marv, you're live. Talk to us.
Hey, Law, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing great.
Give me a minute. I got a thing that the Cowboy Nation need to hear.
Okay.
All right. I posted on Twitter and I sent it to you, and I tagged you in the thing about the run D. I got two issues with it, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I pointed out 3 points and the 4 points. When I said the first point is when you give up 260 yards, that's a total collective error failure in everybody. Linebackers, D tackles, D ends, safeties, cornerbacks, and defense coordinator. That's a total failure altogether. Cannot be put on one person or one unit. That's a total failure.
True.
Right?
True.
Second point, I said the linebackers are undersized. Can't fix that right now.
Right. Can't do it.
Too far gone in the season.
Right.
So what do? Well, the third point I said you have to have a collective effort. Collectively effort to help your weaknesses. In any football team, any coaching staff, any coach, he understands by self-evaluating, he understands everything that he has strengths and they got weaknesses.
True.
And it's for him to know where his weaknesses are and to safeguard his weaknesses and try to enhance his strengths. Right? But when you have weaknesses, sometimes, and in the fourth thing that I put on there, sometimes you have to even stress your strengths even more to cover up your weaknesses. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that, if you look at our defense, I believe our defensive line is a strength sometimes, and I believe our cornerbacks is a strength.
Right.
So in this method, we may have to stress out our cornerbacks in certain situations where there is no too high safety. You got it, and you got it all over the field, because I need to bring that safety in the box to cover that weaknesses with manpower, right? Because I understand the safety is not dedicated to. There's really not too many run games where they say we gonna double team combo and get to the safety.
Well, let me say this though, Coach Marv.
Okay.
Now the Bills and the Dolphins, they got two different approaches to it. You know, looking back at tape, I think the Bills' offensive line is a little bit more physical than the Dolphins, and the Dolphins are more of finesse. They are finesse physical when they run the ball, because they finesse it, they capture the edge, they do this pull, they do all of those good exotic looks or what have you, and they're very quick, and they get to that edge quicker than anyone else. And they used to have these little motion plays with Tyreek, and now you got to account for him in the backfield, so a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. And if you look back at teams that gave him fits, were teams that was able to stop run up front real quickly, like the Eagles or what have you. So there's going to be a game, like you said, if we make the necessary adjustments, then it can all work its way out.
Well, yeah, but you got to play a cat and mouse when you're trying to use your strengths to cover your weaknesses.
True.
You got to play a little cat and mouse with it. You got to sometimes expose something to strengthen your weaknesses. You know your weaknesses. You see your weaknesses. You got to do that, right? So, and when you talk about the Miami, you won't get the San Francisco run game. That offense is it's just a little different because you got explosive wide receivers, but basically you're gonna see the same. Basically they run about the same type of offense.
Right.
That's where he come from. So with a little tweaks here and there, but basically that's where he come from, and he utilizes personnel as such, and they do it, and that's where you're gonna see in this.
Right.
But
right.
I wanted to say, and this is and I know this is a touchy point. And I understand this is the Michael Parsons thing.
Break it down.
I watched the film as well.
Okay.
And I knew we talked about linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
But run defense for Michael Parsons,
mm-hmm.
that ain't good enough.
Yeah.
That ain't good. And I want to preface this because I don't want people to think that I'm talking about Michael Parsons. I'm talking about him living up to what I think he can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what I see as him being is that I'm seeing that when you are that guy that I feel generational, and I understand we talk about playing them at linebacker. I was on that bandwagon. I was on one of those people. Wasn't I, Law? I was one of those people. Put him in the middle field.
Put him in the middle, yeah.
At this point in time where I see a guy, I don't see a guy right now conditioned enough to do that.
Yeah.
I don't see, and to get him in that point, I'm worried about if he'll get injured. Right? At this point in time into it. Now I can see it situational. I can see a little bit more of it, but I wouldn't want it because I still think he could be effective as a total impact player from the D-line and linebacker position.
Right.
But he's only playing currently 70% of the snaps now
on the edge.
At D-line.
At D-line, yeah.
Now,
Coach.
Him up,
now, Coach, where that would have worked at if we were a true 3-4 team, right? If we were a true 3-4 team, then you would say outside linebacker on the edge, and then you would have more responsibilities and flat end still. They could do twists, and you know how the outside 3-4 does. On top of that, Coach, what I'm looking at it is that if people truly look at the tape and they truly look at Fowler when he get into the game, when he does a better job on setting the edge, or when you truly look at it, the drop off between Sam Williams and as well as Parsons, far as setting the edge for the run, is not that much of a difference, right? But both of those guys are 4-3, 4-4 guys. I would look at it, but Sam is a bigger size guy, right? And he will warrant more and more attention on that side of the edge. But the only problem is that Parsons, when teams do pass, he's by far the best edge rusher, pass rusher.
Right, and you're right about that. And I want to explain to people why I said about his run defense.
Go ahead.
Defensive ends.
In closing,
if you're going to be in that light,
because we got a lot of
to
people.
be defensive end,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
One thing about defensive ends are always told tight ends don't block you. I don't care what it is, run or pass.
Right.
What makes D-Law so great on defensive end? You could put any game in there, any tape. He destroys tight ends.
Right.
He destroys tight ends. So what he does is, reason why you don't run and you see teams run away from D-Law is because if you can't block him with a tight end, you can't dedicate a double team on the tackle with a guard and a tackle and get up to the linebacker with a tackle, because you can't do that. That tackle has to be dedicated to block the end. So now what you do is you give the linebacker a break. He may not be big, but he has a break that he got a better chance of getting through a tight end block than to get into of a tackle block. Man. But when you run to Micah's side, he doesn't dominate. If you watch this game really truly, there was times where the tackle really did a lackluster block of Michael Parsons, or the tight end jammed him down. These guys should even come close of blocking Micah. And what I say that is this. When I posted what Mike Martz said the other day, and I posted that, and what Mike Martz said the other day when he said, and you got to look at it and you listen to it, and he said, well, you got to stop moving Micah around because he ain't going to stop the run.
No doubt.
When you get guys that's former coaches of the NFL say it in that way of like, you're not going to be a factor in the run, the whole NFL is saying that.
No doubt. Appreciate you, Coach Maul. Thank you so much for calling in, man.
Just got to be a lion. I'm just asking him to be a lion.
Be a lion. Lion's wrong. Appreciate that. That's Coach Maul, man. Put your hands together. Yeah. I'll see y'all in the chat. I'll see y'all in the chat. It said, below the heaven says, man, it's the Skywalker in closing. It's Skywalker, man. I've been watching the show. In closing. hey, I was watching. He had VIP on the line. Cause Scott was like, in closing. But man, Coach is saying, Coach is saying the right thing. I promise y'all, this is not Nintendo law. This is not Madden law. This is just me just telling y'all right now. You can literally have this lineup: Sam Williams, Mozzie, Osa, Law, and all you have to do is you can still put Rashaan Evans as the mic, keep Bell on the field. Instead of having Curse out there, put Parsons where Curse is at. Flip it sometimes. Have Bell to come squeeze down where Curse is at, and have Parsons over there. Put Parsons where Evans is at. I promise you're going to shut down the run. You just take Curse off the field, man. Have him come in as a rotational situation. You put Parsons and Law on the same side. Shoot, Law is going to set the edge. It's going to be free. And my God, there's nobody really going to get to the flat quicker than doggone Parsons. He's a roaming lion. He may not even give you, as a linebacker, I promise you, he's going to average 10 to 12 tackles a game, right? We know that. For what Damone Clark did, giving us 11 tackles or what have you, Parsons would have gave you 22. If you just put Parsons and let him roam free, it's going to be a little learning curve because he got to really dissect the offenses and see what they're doing and get comfortable and put the green dot on his head to get people matched up. But if you got to go through that threshold, I think that the Cowboys went through the wrong era in 2022. They could have had Parsons learning everything he need to know about that doggone linebacker stuff, and he would have been right. He'd have been right for this year. But far as edges, you can still blitz them. You can still send them off the edge. You can still do, man, you can, look at all of the stuff that you can do. It would scare the living out of a team if you do a stunt blitz, and then you don't even blitz them, right? Oh, my gosh, man, I need for somebody to give me the analysis of Parsons' sacks or where they came from. from the interior or the outside? Can y'all give me a number? He got 12.5 sacks. Let me know if y'all can give me a breakdown of how many sacks did Parsons get from the interior versus the edge. Because he's saying edge. How many sacks do he absolutely got now from the edge this year? We're going to have to go back and watch some tape. I got Doc, man, from the 210 you in.
Hey, what's going on, brother line and Cowboy Nations, man? Just wanted to chime in for a minute. Pack and getting ready to come back to the States for a couple of weeks. Law, I just wanted to say a couple of things, man. I want to kind of Coach stole my thunder on about 3 things, but one thing I want to challenge him on when he's saying come off for the too high. I think you're going to really have an issue with this when you're playing these dominant teams that have these tremendous tight ends and they're running a 3 wide set, a tight end. Now you're asking Jay Kurtz to cover the tight end like God, and man, that's a disaster waiting to happen.
That's why we play cover 3. We don't play too high like Doc. Now, I ain't want to say Coach Moore, but we don't play a lot of cover 2 anymore. But go ahead.
Right, and that's what I'm saying because Kurtz would not be able to cover. The next thing, man, is Spears. Marcus Spears hit it on the head, man, when he talked about Parsons. But I want to add to that. To me, I think Parsons and this talking, man, come on, stop, man. We know that you are one of the best players in this game, man. Just go out on the field and prove it. Just keep your mouth shut and do what you need to do. Don't worry about folks talking about you. Hell, they talked about Jesus, and you know what he is. He's king of all kings. So I just want Parsons, just go do what you need to do. Forget about all this talk because it's not gonna mean anything. You got to put it on the field. I just want our O-line to they got to be nasty this game, man, because the Dolphins have rushers too, so they got to be nasty.
Yeah, they do. Oh yes, indeed, they do.
Yeah, exactly. We do have some players that are disciplined. I mean, that are undisciplined because they're young. They're just young players.
True.
One caller called in. I saw in the chat. Someone said that Sam Williams should be getting the LVE reps as linebacker. First of all, Sam Williams is not a linebacker, so let's squash that now. He's not a linebacker. Plus, his foot movement is not the best to play that position.
Straight line speed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All you got to do is watch his balance. It's not good. He has good, tremendous speed, but he's not good at linebacker. The next thing, Law, is they need to fit. Now I'm going into the future now, okay? But they need to figure out a way to keep Gilmore, man. I don't care if you have to sign him for Gilly. I don't care if you have to sign him for another 2 years. You have to because, man, now ultimately it's his choice because we know this is last year. Don't let him go to the Niners or the Eagles because that could potentially happen. Try to figure out a way to keep this dude, man. I know they have some money to spend with Parsons and I think a couple other players, but you got to figure out a way to keep him, man. Maybe you can get him for 2 years at least. Keep him in the mix. We have some people in the chat also saying that the Cowboys should have made adjustments during the Bills game. Well, you got to have the personnel to make adjustments. So you can't just,
you can't slide furniture around on the Titanic and say,
That's what I'm saying. You got to have the personnel, and it goes back to when I called in after the game to you. You got to get these thick, beefy linebackers, man. Now, again, I'm looking in the future. Now, I know you can't do anything right now, but you got to figure this out, man, because the 2 linebackers we have playing at 14 and 33, to me, they're rotational linebackers. But, again, it goes back to getting the right personnel. They're undersized. Coach said it, they're undersized. Last thing, bro, is I've been saying this since week 10 or 11 when we got him, but McCarthy finally came out and he gave Martavius Bryant some praises, man. Man, I'm telling you, I want to see this guy in the game, and this guy's 4.3 speed. I think he gives you a better play than what we're getting from Gallup. And the way McCarthy was talking, that this can potentially happen going in, not this week, but probably the week after. You get him in there, you get CD and Brandon Cooks, man. That's your red zone guy right there. That's your red zone guy right there.
No doubt.
Some rotations in there. But other than that, man, they just got to be nasty, man, and try to fix this up, man. And they're going to be all right, Law.
No doubt. Appreciate you, Doc, man. It's a good call from the 210. All right, next we got Jamie. But before we go in there, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about Houston. I think he's like long in the tooth, 34, 35-year-old linebacker guy, right? Played for the Texans, I believe, played for the Chiefs, played for a whole bunch of teams out there. Could he be a value to this team? I don't know. I don't know his playing shape, his playing conditionings, and things like that. But I can tell y'all, hey, it is what it is. Better than yours or better than you, 42-10. Yeah, granted. I get all of that. Are you a 49ers guy? Are you a 49ers guy? And normally, Normally 49ers guys don't talk noise like that. They are they already know that they are better than us, right? And to a degree, they beat us already. So normally they don't talk noise. So maybe you're a bandwagon fan, because I don't know 49ers that at this point, y'all should be looking at it like, man, we above y'all, all right? Why would you troll when you got great 49ers content people that you can go to, right? I normally, because have y'all ever noticed Law don't talk mess to Washington team nor the Giants team because they don't talk no noise. They already know what they are. They're already comfortable with what they got. So I think that better than you are an absolute bandwagon fan, So maybe you're an Eagle guy that jumped over to the 49ers because normally y'all don't talk. I know the temperaments of 49er fans. Want to know how I know? I got a brother who's a diehard 49er fan, So I just don't think that you are a true diehard 49er fan. Probably never been to a game. All right, I got Jamie, man, from the 774. You're live on the Nation, baby. Hey, talk to me.
Yes, sir. So at the beginning of the year, okay, I want to dial back real quick. In the beginning of the year, when we were lining up CeeDee Lamb on the outside, what were we begging them to do? Move him around. Move him around, right?
Chest
Move him around. Get him in motion. Get him in the slot. Let's get him moving so we can get the mismatches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now that's what we've been begging for Michael Parsons to do.
Mm-hmm.
Get him. He's three-dimensional. When it comes to Defensive Player of the Year, if they would have started him at linebacker, it wouldn't even be a question. He's three-dimensional. He can rush. He can run sideline to sideline,
right.
And he can cover. He's got 4.36 speed. It wouldn't even be a question if they were to run him at linebacker, man. That's all we've been asking.
That's all we've
been
been asking.
We have plenty. That's our deepest position is the rushing. We got Dorrance Armstrong. We got Sam Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I can see if we didn't have much of a rush. Osa's killing it this year. So if we would just use Micah.
Yeah.
And that's what breaks me because I know for a fact that if we would have used Michael Parsons as a linebacker this year, man, it wouldn't even be a question. The Defensive Player of the Year would have already been unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then one more quick point. I'm hoping that this week coming up, Miami's run game, that Devon Achane, man, he's no joke.
My God,
he is no joke, man. So I'm hoping maybe they we use Turpin in practice to kind of mimic and what's the same measurables to try to get because the Miami Dolphins, man, they're gonna once that kid's open in space, he's no joke, man. So I'm just gonna hang up and listen what you got to say, bro. And we love you, dude.
Man, appreciate you, Jamie, man. Oh my gosh, man. So he told me that they're using Turpin as a decoy or as a guy that can replicate Achane. I'm like, use Turpin as Achane in this doggone offense. I know he's small, and I know we want to preserve him for the playoffs, and I think that that's what we are in, believe it or not. And I don't like that, where we start saving stuff for the playoffs and stuff. And I heard that that's their strategy in these sorts of things. But look, use Turpin. I want to see him on at least 2 end arounds this game. I want to see him on a 9 route. I know we try to hit Brandon Cooks on the 9, and Dak overthrew it. But those type of plays, man, if that was Tyreek Hill, you just know it's impossible to overthrow him, right? That's a touchdown. That Randy Moss, he was impossible to overthrow him. But Brandon Cooks, he don't have that type of speed. I wonder if that was doggone Turpin, would he have been able to catch that ball against the Bills? Can you overthrow Turpin? Turpin get up under that thing, don't he? Give Turpin, look, if the Cowboys going to take a deep shot, and I like Brandon Cooks, I'm not saying that he can't, catch those deep balls or what have you, but use Turpin, man. Do it to Turpin, man, because I think in that Seattle's game, right, that was Turpin who Shoot, he got up under that ball, bro. So I want us to use Turpin. I want Mike McCarthy, since he's reviewing all of the tapes. I know you're listening, bro. Shout out to you, Big Mike. Look at how Miami been using Tyreek, and just use Turpin the same way, bro. Use him the same way. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, you remember that interception pass last week that Dak Prescott threw, that my guy Brandon Cooks kind of short-armed it and didn't really want to jump up to it? That was the same route that Turpin got some ups, man. I got video of Turpin windmill dunking, dog. He's different, man. Turpin would have grabbed it. Turpin would have went up and climbed the ladder. I'm telling y'all, Turpin is that dude, man. You know, and I'm not saying that Brandon Cook's not, but I want to see more and more Turpin on some routes, baby. That's all I'm saying. All right, I got Kevin Banks. No, I got Kevin and then 302 and then Banks. Okay, Kevin, you're live.
What's up, my brother from another mother?
Not much, bro.
I just wanted to call and elaborate on my last super chat that I left you. You know,
Okay.
I told you I was sick, but man, I was so disappointed in the way collectively we played as a team. It just seemed like the whole team, coaches and defense and offense, even special teams, was out of sync. I mean, they just did not look like the team that we've been seeing all year, man. And I was just really upset with them. But I mean, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan through and through, and that'll never change. But coming to this next game with Miami, I mean, I think we're gonna get the dub, but we definitely gotta work on stopping the run, because I had Mostert on my fantasy football and team as a running back, and he's not a joke. He's versatile.
Yeah.
You could throw him the ball, and you leave a hole, he'll find it. So you got to watch out for him. And then, you know, Tua's got Hill and Waddle back there too. So we've got to be more aggressive, definitely, on this game.
You do.
But and I hope we can just regroup and re-strategize and come back strong. And I know we will, but I mean, I was just disappointed, man. I know our team's better than what we showed on that Buffalo game.
We are.
That's all I got.
We are DC for life, man. We are, and we just gotta regroup and get back out there. And this will be a great test, not a good test, a great test to see what we look like coming off of a loss.
I agree.
Appreciate you, man.
All right. Later.
Later, man. Appreciate you. And speaking of coming off of a loss, hey, you know, I said this dude called in and he was talking about our Healing Monday, and I said, hey, you better be mindful. I don't know if you're going to have a Victory Tuesday. I got Eagle fan from the 302, man, the famous James, man. You're live, man. You almost went viral to a certain channels, man. You know, certain pages, man, got you going viral, man. We got a lot of clips of you, man. Talk to me, man. How you feeling, man? How you feeling after a loss like that?
Oh, man, it's hurting me, man. Sixers and the Eagles lost last night, man. I'm feeling it today, man. I'm feeling it, man. But we still going to win the NFC East. That's all that matters.
You still got hope. Hold on, pain is in HOPE. You know, well. Who y'all play next? Who y'all play next week?
We play the Giants.
Where at?
Cardinals and Giants.
Where at?
Oh, we home.
Man, that's got to be the layup is scheduled. Giants, Cards, Giants. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yo,
don't y'all lose 3 in a row though. Don't y'all lose these 3.
I told you.
3 more.
I said it. We still gonna win the division. I have not changed about that. I haven't changed about that.
I'm surprised you're able to speak today, man. Hey,
listen. I told you I'm true about it.
What's going on, man? What's going on with your team, man? Hurts is hurt. You know, they got turmoil with A.J. Brown calling out Lord Brunson. You know, we got a whole bunch of information about Darius Leonard not being Shaq. Seth Joyner spitting the truth over there. Break it down.
Yeah, it's not looking good. This is why the other time when we talked, I said we're gonna win the NFC East, but if things don't get fixed, I don't see us making it past the second round. Like, that's just being realistic. I don't have the hope and dreams like y'all do. I speak realistic.
Well,
we don't win the NFC East, but we are not going to go far in the playoffs. And it's just a proven fact. I don't see us making it past the second round. And I'll even say whether we got to play y'all or the 49ers, it's just because of how, like I said before, I was like, yo, the in-house is not looking good for us. It's not.
It's very going. It's giving me going to the playoffs and getting blown out. Right? There won't be a team that play us like the Bills until we play the 49ers. I don't foresee the Detroit being this kind of caliber of team that can go into there and be physical like those two teams, like the 49ers, nor the Bills. Now, granted, we had to see them and play them, but I just don't foresee to see those type of things, yo.
Yeah, and I most likely see y'all playing us in the playoffs. So we got these, like I said before, I said even if we lose to Seattle, we got these last 3 games that is key for us. So if we don't get it together in these last 3 easy games, then I will honestly admit that we got to play y'all in the second round. Y'all gonna whoop our behind. Like,
okay, hey,
and I'm just being real.
Hey, I want to say this though. You know,
Right. I want my flowers while I'm living.
So I appreciate it, bro. Hey, but I will say this though. The Giants, I believe, got a better defense than the Seahawks. So y'all better be careful, especially interior front with those boys. Dexter Law, you know, he gonna come straight through there, and y'all a little bit in shambles a little bit. So we'll find out. And then the Cards, they know y'all. They know y'all, boy. They know y'all.
Yeah.
The coach know y'all, and they can't run the ball. And Kyler Murray, he trying to run for cardio, so he's gonna see what he can do. So we'll see, man.
But we win in the last 3, and we win in the NFC East. Y'all losing to the Dolphins. I've been telling them that on the Facebook side.
Well,
y'all losing to the Dolphins.
Okay. We be looking.
We got that on.
We haven't lost back-to-back games in I believe in 2 years. So we'll find out what type of team we'll look like against the doggone Miami Dolphins on the road too. And they haven't beat a team that's above 500. It's crazy that nobody's mentioning that around the 4-letter, 3-letter networks though.
So when it comes to the next game and y'all losing 2 in a row, then.
No, we ain't trying to get like you. We know y'all lost 3 in a row. We ain't trying to get like y'all. Appreciate you so much, man.
Hold on, so here we go. When I call back, when y'all lose it, I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah. Hey.
Right. I want my flowers while I'm living.
So if y'all somehow, if we somehow lose and y'all lose or what have you, y'all win, then call in and gloat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But keep in mind, both of us going to the playoffs still. And that was my goal from the jump. I wanted my team to go to the playoffs. I asked that.
I want us to play y'all.
And you want us to play us.
I want us to put y'all out instead of the 49ers. That's what I want.
Just be patient with it, bro. Be patient with it because the thing that you asked for, you might get it. Appreciate you so much, James. Thanks for calling in, bro.
No doubt. Y'all be safe.
Let me hear you say it, man. Let me hear you say it.
Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory, holla.
He didn't want to sing it. Hey, Banks, man, you're live on the Nation, man. I couldn't leave without a Cowboy fan calling in, man. Come on, man, 757, you're live.
Hey, man, ain't no way I'd be calling the Eagles channel, man. But look, that's another story. Hey, but look, man, I'm going to touch on kind of a little bit what Coach Moss said. I know that Parsons might not be conditioned to play linebacker right now. I think he is, man. I think that'll keep from wearing Parsons down. I don't think they're going to make – I believe they have some packages with him there. I don't think they really going to put him there a whole lot. But I was one of the ones saying keep him there linebacker full-time. When they try to put him on the edge full-time like last year, when we let the edge more snaps, you know, I didn't care for it. You know, I think he's better when he's playing. You know, he's playing freer, and they're not getting their hands on Parsons like that.
Yeah.
And
because he's an off tackle guy. He off ball, off tackle guy.
Just off ball. Yeah, just off ball.
And Banks, I wasn't buying what he was saying. Like he was like when he on his podcast Parsons, you know, when he was saying that, hey, y'all complain when he was not getting the attention when he was playing like linebacker. But I'm like, dude, we put up 40 something. We beat the brakes off that team. We wasn't complaining. We wasn't complaining that you wasn't getting anything done. We look at the end of the day, numbers are great, yes, and we will fight for these players to get recognition and numbers and things like that. But as long as we win, I turn the pliers over. We win. That's all I care about, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's all I care about is the dub. I don't care about the numbers and the accolades.
Exactly, man. And then just, man, Parsons was making, you know, when he was playing more linebacker, man, you know, he making plays in the flats and you know, things of that nature, you know, just free. He was getting to the ball. I felt like he was getting to the ball. I'm not talking about sacks. I just felt like he was getting to the ball more often. He was in coverage. You remember that play he made against the Giants? He was down in coverage on Ingram.
Yeah.
Just certain games, I remember him when Cook was with the Vikings, man. He tackled him in the backfield for a loss in the flats. You know, he called a little pass, and Parsons was on him. You know, just plays like that we need, man, because, you know, to me, man, like, I would like to see, like you said, Sam Williams and Dante Fowler on the edges.
Yeah.
Or, you know, D-Law, switch it up with D-Law and them. You know, I just think they're big, you know, just their bodies. I'd like to see Parsons and Evans at linebacker. I do like what you said, Parsons maybe taking Kurt's spot, because to me, I feel like Kurtz need to be rotational now. I feel like we got everything we could out of Kurtz his first couple of years in Dallas.
Man.
And I just think he's just kind of wearing down now. And I like to see just Parsons, you know, I like to see that lineup, but you know, Parsons there, just over Damone Clark, man. I watched Damone Clark get pushed by about 20 yards the other night in the
because
game.
he a will.
But,
he ain't a Mike, though, you know, so he's on that edge, man, and that's what he played. Look, man.
Absolutely.
We just got to play these people to their strength, man. You know, that's what all I'm saying, too. Yeah.
And didn't Rashaan Evans play? He played middle when he was in Tennessee. A lot, didn't he?
Yeah, he can give you multiples too. So get his feet going. I think it's trust that's the issue there. You know, far as the Cowboys not giving him more and more reps.
Hey,
come on, play the dude, man.
Hey, but Law, we can't. Hey, Law. I feel like this point. Hey, what you gonna lose? What we lose?
What you gonna lose, right? Yeah. What you gonna lose?
We losing that on Damone Clark making plays. So why not try? You know what I mean?
Kurtz out there looking like an avatar with the iron board hips. You know, he moving stiff. You know, like he's gonna break down.
Man.
He just stiff, and that ain't the same Kurtz that we seen in 2021 and 2022, what have you. That had like 6 or 5 tackles for loss and 2 or 3 sacks and things like that, and had no missed tackles and stuff. So age crept up on you really quickly. So the Cowboys, like, low key, we got all of the tools inside. We just not using them, man.
Exactly. And real quick, Law, I was watching the game, man. I ain't have to watch film to even notice this, and I said it like out my mouth while I'm watching that game. When it was running right at Parsons, man, he can block. I was like, man, get Parsons off the line. I said, man, get Parsons off the line.
Mm-hmm.
Or just, you know, get him out of the game for the moment, because it, you know, it just his effort, not his effort, but, you know, it, like I said, man, it didn't take much to block him. His you know, he wasn't securing the edge like that. So but you know, man, maybe a little different next game, but everything got a little different this game. So
everything got to, bro.
Man, hopefully they get it together. I don't know how they're going to attack us. They can attack us multiple ways. They can attack us in the run game, you know. And of course, you know about
the pass game
and when they got there. So
they got Water, Hill,
you know,
if he come back.
Be on. Yeah. But if they do decide to pass, well, if we can get back there to Tua and disrupt Tua a lot, if that's the route they decide to go, then you know, I firmly believe that you know, hey, it's all ours. We can do that. If that's the route they decide to go. But if they do decide to run at us, and we can shut that down and keep that bottle up, then it could be a long day for them. But we'll see, man. I like to get our speed on the field just like they get that speed on the field. Use Turpin.
Use them, man.
I believe this one of them games. This don't need to be a Gallup 6-7 target game. This don't need to be one of them games.
You don't need to be a Brandon game. It just need to be 2 guys, 3 guys, in my opinion. The possible. You know how you say how many spades you got? I got 2 in the possible.
Yeah.
As far as passing the game, I got CD, Ferg, and then that ancillary piece would be Turpin. I don't need to get anybody else going. Come on, Cowboys. Look, you don't need to get anybody else going, and then you still run the ball with your boys, with Rico. I need to get Rico a little bit more in tune, and, of course, Tony Pollard from the run game. And when you get down, look, if the Cowboys, if I can just be a fly on the wall or be that guy that can change the mind of the people, like the hypnosis or somebody, run that damn ball with 40 ounce, man. When it's 1, you know what I'm saying? When it's 3rd and 1, 2nd and 1, don't get cute. Just get the first down, put 40 ounce in the game, and run that thing, man. Just do it, man. He can lean forward and get you some yards, man. Appreciate you so much, Banks, for calling in, bro.
All right, Law.
No doubt, man. Salute. That's a good call from a man. Hey, that's everybody, man. We extended this show to get everybody in.
Goodbye.
Look, appreciate y'all. I got to make a hard cutoff. Hey, y'all know during the holiday times there's school out, kids out, and I got to go watch a little one, and she's running around right now, and she want the attention. But y'all know how that goes. Cowboy Nation, I appreciate y'all. One love. Do me a huge favor. If you watched all the way up to this point, hit the like, share this content. Be sure to let people know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and Beyond. Look, the game is simple, but yet complex. Utilize your weapons, utilize the tools that you have, and on top of that, just as much as we saying that we got to play Miami should be saying, dog, we got to play Dallas. And I said that last week, and I guess the Bills were like, oh, man, Dallas, man, we can run on them. Well, we don't play them in the playoffs. But we got to make sure that when we face those doggone Dolphins, that we got to make sure that we know how to stop the run. Because the way they run the ball is very similar to the Niners, right? So let's get this thing going one way or another. Cowboy Nation, I always tell this, a prize fighter, even when he's down, he's continued to swing. Unless he's Nate Robinson, right? Or the Eagles at this point. But he continued to swing, continue to fight, competition, continue to compete. And then I heard that Jalen Hurts, he was talking about commitment. And he said he didn't have the definition or the dictionary with him. But when I talk about commitment, let me tell y'all this. We don't need a definition of it. We don't need a dictionary or a thesaurus. We don't need none of those things. It's about attitude. It's about, hey, you planning on doing something and fighting through that to see it through, and you should know that. So if you're committed to it, be committed to it. Be committed to your commitment. And that is the heart, the soul, and the mindset to get it out regardless of the situation or the outcome. Write this down. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, and plan for it, and to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty, you will get it if you commit it.
Damn!
Let's go.
Give me my theme music. Yeah, I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah, I've been really in the field. take it to a meal, lady. I just wanna run it up. Yeah.
Original, they never will.
Kinda check the song. Lady, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up. Yeah. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside.
We answered. I talked up. I thought we had it. But it goes to show you who's the better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go, birds fly, Eagles fly. Still Super.
You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush.